To enjoy the Bible, really enjoy the Bible, you have to use a concordance. Guess what? The Bible was written in 3 languages. And even when the Bible was written in Hebrew alone, the Old Testament, you had different connotations of the same concepts. So let me give you an example. This is the Strong's Exhaustive Concordance. Now, when you talk about love, for example, there are 4 types of love. I'm sure you guys know that. You know that there's agape, the God kind of love. You know that there's phileo, friendship love. You know that there's storge, the love between family members. And you know there's eros, erotic love. Good. But that's just love. When you go deeper, you'll see that even when you are talking about wisdom, for example, wisdom is one of my favorite topics in the Bible. I mean, Proverbs is one of my favorite books. I memorized the entire book of Proverbs by the grace of God. So I had to study wisdom in depth. I discovered that there are so many types of wisdom in the Bible. The only way I could have known that is because I used a concordance. Now let me show you. When the Bible says in Proverbs 13:22 that he that walks with wise men will become wise, that wisdom is hakmah, is one of the types of wisdom. But there is a higher level of wisdom. When the Bible says in Proverbs 17:2 that a wise servant will have rule over his son that causes shame and will have part of the inheritance among the brethren, that is not hakmah now, that's now sekel. It's a different type of wisdom. And guess what? What to do to get hakmah is not the same as what to do to get sekel. So to get sekel, you have to really be careful with your words. If you are somebody who is too talkative, you can't operate in sekel. But I would never have known without a concordance. You need a concordance. You really need a concordance. You know, when the Bible says that David behaved himself wisely in the house of Saul, David behaved himself wisely. Sekel is the wisdom for emotional intelligence and relational wisdom. David behaved himself wisely in the house of Saul. That's not hakmah, that's sekel. You need a concordance for that. You just really need a concordance. Then guess what? As you go deeper in the Bible, you see that there's another higher dimension of wisdom that is tabun. When the Bible says that he that is slow to wrath is of great understanding, Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 29, that passage carries the master key to dealing with anger. That is that passage. But guess what? That wisdom or that understanding is not hakmah, is not sekel, is tabun. And what to do to get tabun is not the same as sekel. For sekel, okay, you talk less, you pray, good. For tabun, you have to begin to thirst for wisdom and knowledge to the point that your soul becomes joyful and glad after it. You seek it as silver and you search for hearts for hidden treasures, like in Proverbs chapter 2 as it says. That's when you now find tabun. That's why you need a concordance. You are not going to grow as a Christian with just a normal Bible. You need all these additional aids. You need a concordance.